Hello, welcome back to Paranormasight Mermaid's Curse. We are continuing as Sato, looking for the assassin, but we're supposed to avoid crowded places. So I'm not sure if there will be a lot of people if we immediately fail, or can we just quickly escape? I mean, now I think it should be... everyone should be getting cut down, I think, at this point, no? Or soon. And this area seems pretty empty. Time to take a look around while I have the chance. No. This place is quiet, but I can see a few lights on from nearby houses. I wonder if the people inside are scared of me now. I can't stop worrying about stuff like that now. Let's first look around, although... in such darkness, I guess nothing really to see. Okay, let's take a look around. Maybe I can find that shadow of the mirror. Oh my god. I love this mechanic so much, but it's also so creepy. But also, it's so freaking dark. I don't really see anything. No creepy shadows here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. I mean, I guess we'll come back if we're missing something. Ooh. Damn. This isn't going to work. There are too many people around here. I should try somewhere else. Okay. There are just as many people around here. Oh, damn. Too risky. Oh, don't tell me there's something at the Torii gate. And I'm just blind. This place is too risky too. No sense risking it. Oh, it's taking away these locations. Okay. Damn, there seems to be quite a few people around here. It's gonna be the Torii gate, isn't it? Nobody around here either. Oh, let me look around. Wait, didn't Suyu say she was meeting Yuza and Azami here later? I should look around quickly. Wait, so... Suyu will be getting cut down here, so maybe we will find it, actually. Nothing? Again? Hello? What the? It's there, I saw it. As I thought, I can't see anything directly, but it was right there, right by those rocks. Which means that the assassin should be nearby. Yeah, and Suyo gets cut down here. Who's that? Damn it, they took off. Did not recognize that as any of the characters we know. Damn it, I lost them. Well, someone as out of shape as me never had a chance to catch up. I don't even really know if they went this way. This is hopeless. Damn, I'm completely out of breath. Ugh, I didn't think this far ahead. What did I think I was gonna do if I actually found someone? Beat them up. Punch them in the nose. Anyway, running around in the dark isn't gonna get me anywhere. Yeah. But I did see that shadow again, along with someone suspicious nearby. Taking off like that the second I saw them was just about the most obviously suspicious thing they could have done. That pretty much confirms there is an assassin using a curse to attack people on the island. Just like the phone caller threatened. But even if that's the case, is there anything I can do to stop it? I mean, I'm not exactly built to fight. I'm pretty sure I'd lose to just about anyone. I can't do this alone. I have to find someone to help me. But who can I even ask at a time like this? Wait, hang on. Wasn't Suyu supposed to be meeting Yuza and Azami down by the bay? Oh, please no. Oh, I've got to get back and warn her now. I can't breathe, so out of shape. Oh, it's a long run, huh? I'm here, barely. Yeah, okay, so it's already happened. No, 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 no. Tsuyu, wake up. Was I too late? No, this isn't happening. Wait, what about the Yuza Nazami? Weren't they supposed to meet her here? There are footprints. Maybe they ran to get help already. Tsuyu? No, this is the same wound as mine. It's hopeless. She would have died in an instant. There's nothing anyone can do. I'm so sorry. I'll come back though. I'll make sure you're properly laid to rest. After that, Sato returned to the island's city center, which had turned into a living nightmare. Countless others had already fallen victim to the curse. Bloodied bodies lay scattered across the ground. People fled in panic, screaming and confused. Some turned on others, shouting wild accusations. Others broke down, wailing in helpless hysteria. Many clung to lifeless loved ones, crying in despair. In the midst of the chaos, not a single person paid Sato any mind. Sato Shiranami wandered through the devastation, overcome with guilt. If she had only done more, maybe this tragedy could have been prevented. Admit. If I had just listened. If I had just done what a damn phone caller had told me, none of this would have happened. This is all my fault. It's all because I dared to hope. Hope that I could keep on living. Is there a reason why they showed? That's where Kokiko was cut down, right? This is all wrong. I was never supposed to be here. It's all wrong. This body, my life, maybe it's better if it just ends. I'll surrender to the assassin, right now. If that stops any more people from getting hurt. Because, like, is the body supposed to be gone? There's a pool of fresh blood. Someone must have collapsed here too. Would they already take the body, or is she also, you know, immortal and she was just acting dead? Oh, hello. What's up? Mr. Wakamura, where did... Sato, where is Tsukasa? Tell me where Tsukasa Awa is right now. What? Why would you want to know that? Huh? Tsukasa? Why Tsukasa? Can't believe I missed it. I figured Kakudono had a couple secret kids stashed somewhere. But Tsukasa Awa, she was one all along? You've not been keeping it secret from the start. What? What are you talking about? That goddamn assassin's gotta be working for Kakudono, so it has to be her. Where is she? No, there's no way. Gotta get my hands on her and put an end to this mess. Stop wasting time and talk. No, I'm not. We know she's there with Yuza and Azami. I think she's down by the southern bay. I'm not sure she's actually behind anything. The bay? Got it. That was close. I've gotta find Tsukasa before he does and warn her. If she really is hiding, I bet she'll be up at the Kantekisho ruins. Yeah, no time to waste. Yeah. Someone's here. Oh, is Yuza already? What the hell? Yeah. Oh my god. Sato? Sato, Yuza just... Both of you need to get out of here. It's dangerous here. Hurry. But what about Yuza? There's no time. Just go. Well. Tragedy of Kamishima. Mysterious deaths continue to occur amongst the island's residents, and it is not long before the same tragedy befalls Yuza. Azami and the others are left helpless and overwhelmed by grief. Damn it, what the hell is going on? What the fuck happened to you, Yuza? How could you just die like that, out of nowhere? You managed to live through the disaster 5 years ago, just to die like this? And still the whole island turned on you, blamed your mom for everything. They rejected you even when you said you wanted to become an ama diver. What the hell did you ever do to deserve that? You never once complained, just kept going like it was nothing. You did everything right. Someone like you deserved so much better. You deserved to be happy, damn it. I would have done anything to make that happen. And yet, I couldn't do a damn thing. I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry, Yuza. This shouldn't have been the way for you to go. How could the gods think this is fair? How? Hey, Tsukasa? Sorry, I know this is a terrible time, but there's something important I need to tell you. Yeah, go ahead. Surroundings. There aren't many people around here, so it's nothing like the chaos in town. It's so quiet here, it almost feels like that whole nightmare area was just a dream. If only that were true. Oh my god. I should leave him be for now. Compared to how shaken Azami is, Tsukasa seems rather calm given the situation. She's probably wondering why I'm staying so composed right now too. Both of you are suspicious. Try to stay calm and listen, okay? I spoke to Mr. Wakamura earlier. Apparently this Onkaku Dono person might actually be your father. Huh? Wait, what? Wait, are you serious? You're saying my pa Yamashima is Onkaku Dono? That's what he said. Not sure if it's true or not. But Mr. Wakamura's already made up his mind. He's convinced that makes you the assassin. If he finds you, who knows what he'll do? Huh? That's crazy talk. Me? An assassin? Come on, that makes no sense. I mean, maybe. Maybe. I know, I don't believe it either. Maybe. A little bit, maybe. We can't be sure of anything. That's why we need to find the real assassin as soon as possible. Yeah, but easier said than done. Sato, Tsu's gone and so is Yuza. Yeah, I never thought it would come to this. I'm scared. What are we supposed to do now? I didn't manage to find out any more about the curse of the raging waves, but right now we have to find the assassin. Earlier, down by the bay, I saw the cursed shadow again, as well as someone running away. Wait, the shadow! Sorry, I need to check something curse-related real quick. The curse? Oh, right, earlier, Huh? What is it? Are you trying to remember something? I know, I can check with the hand mirror to make sure that the shadow isn't nearby. Oh my god, okay. Sure. It's fine. Hello. You're kind of lower quality in the mirror. Jesus. Fuck. Damn it, what was it? I can't remember. Whoa, don't scare me like that. Yeah, my god, woman. Tsukasa? What's the matter? I guess the shock has made me forget. Right before it happened, Yuza realized something important, but I'm blanking on it now. Yeah. Huh? Something important? Yeah, Yuza said he figured out the condition that the curse needed to affect someone. I swear he said something about people being marked by something. The pocket mirror. But I can't really remember. He was just about to say who the culprit was to, and then, well, that happened to him. Well, I still don't know who the culprit is. Maybe. Kukuyo? I keep forgetting... Oh, wait, we have an... update here. I think it just updated. She became mortal after eating the flesh of a mermaid. Yeah. Hear anything new? Proof Tsukasa secretly tracked down her father, wealthy man who owns multiple companies in Issei, and knows that she is his illegitimate child. She's apparently even gone out to the... Okay, yeah, we've seen this. Okay. Oh wait, I forgot what she... what was the... Oh, Kikuko, yeah. I'm not sure if she's really dead. Marked? Ugh. I can't remember. Just thinking about that moment's making me sick. Oh no, Tsukasa, it's okay. Don't force yourself to remember. I won't, but still, I do remember one thing he said. He thought that the curse could only target women from the island, but now that he was targeted... Oh, hold on a second. I think I see what he was getting at. Sato, did you figure something out? Could the curse be using this as a marker? Oh, I can type. Huh? What do you mean? First, was able to target Ama divers. You're saying the mark... Should I write just mirror? A mirror? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's gotta be the Kameshimaru hand mirror. Oh, so it already figured it out. Yuza took that mirror out of his pocket right before it happened. Oh. He lifted it up to about his neck, and then his head was chopped off. And when I was attacked, I had the hand mirror in my jacket pocket too. Is the curse, like, in the mirror? That's gotta be it. Didn't they say those hand mirrors were handed out to everyone on the island? Whoa, Azami, you feeling okay now? Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry you had to see me like that. But if we're this close to finding who did all this, then this is no time to be moping around. First things first, if either of you still have that mirror, get rid of it now. A good point. Oh, Tsukasa did have it. Oh, and then Azami also had it? So, Sato, you've figured it out, haven't you? The one behind this curse? The assassin who used the curse to kill so many? Yeah, it's gotta be the person who gave out the hand mirror, so... Don't! Seriously? It has to be Kikuko, right? Saying she never actually died? Wait, you're saying Kikuko was killed too? Her body was gone. Yeah, we saw her lying in a pool of blood by the jetty. God damn it. You did? I was just there earlier. I mean, called it. But I remember seeing a large bloodstain, but no body. Yeah. Really? I guess someone must have moved her? Or she wasn't dead. In all this chaos, who's got time to move a body with everyone panicking like this? Where would they even move her? There's so many dead, we barely have the time or space to lay folks down and cover them up. That's true. Then maybe she never actually died? Managed to get up and walk off on her own? But still, how is she connected to everything? But if Kikuko's the assassin, why would she let herself get hit by the curse's attack? To throw you off. Wait, if she managed to get up from the death... I mean, I doubt it, but maybe she's immortal like you, Sato? What? No way. Huh? What was that? Oh yeah, he doesn't know. You said that so casually, but I could have sworn you just said Sato is immortal? Well... It's kind of a long story, but yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. Huh. So that's what happened earlier. That explains what everyone was talking about. Still, I don't think there are others like me out there. You think so? Is it really that rare? I don't really have any frame of reference. I have another theory that's more likely. Azami, did you get a good look at Kikuko's wounds? I mean, not really. It was pretty dark out and we were kind of panicking. Wait, are you saying maybe she wasn't actually hurt at all? The most likely explanation is that she got up after faking her death. Yeah. Maybe she faked being a victim using fake blood or something to avoid suspicion. So she waited for others to see her and then just slipped away in the confusion? I am willing to believe that. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Huh? Kikuko, you really are still alive? Yep, hate to break it to ya, but I ain't immortal or anything fancy like that, just fake blood is all. I was hiding up by the lighthouse, but then I heard you all talking, so I figured I may as well come out. Too bad you figured it all out. There really is no turning back for me now. Sato, I was told to bring you in, even if it means killing every last person on the island. It's the shadow. Doesn't matter. We already tossed those damn mirrors, the curse can't touch us now. Just so you know, I've got your friend Tsukasawa marked even now. You're the one person I cannot forgive. Huh? I am? How? The cursed target wasn't just tied to the hand mirrors. Is it glasses? She's just bluffing. Sato, get behind me. I'm not letting her take you. Pointless. Disobey me and Tsukasa will be first to die. No, I surrender. I'll go with you quietly. What? Sato, what are you saying? Now is not the time to be joking. I know. I've made up my mind. I can't let anyone else get killed because of me. There's no resisting this curse. It's too strong. Sato, no. Good. Smart choice. Otherwise, everyone on the island would have perished. Hikuko, why are you doing this? You grew up here too. Oh yeah. Does this place mean nothing to you? I guess I have some feelings for this place. But if I didn't sever those ties, my world would never change. What the hell are you talking about? He's the only one. The only one who ever sparked a change in my miserable excuse for a life. Now he'll finally acknowledge me. I'll become who I was meant to be. That's your reason for all this? This island never cared about people, always just blamed everything on curses. Surely you all understand wanting to destroy this shithole. I just took up the reins. Someone needed to break the cycle. Now I can finally start living my own life, free from all that bullshit. Anyway, we need to get moving. There's a boat waiting out back. If you follow us, I'll kill Tsukasa. Do yourselves a favor and stay right there, okay? Thank you. Both of you, please don't try to follow, it's too dangerous. God damn it. No, Sato. Unfortunately, I can't have people that know my identity just walking away, especially not you, Tsukasa. God damn it. The following day, the bodies of Azami Kumoi and Tsukasawa were found beneath the lighthouse, collapsed together in a lifeless heap. But then how was Azami still marked? Cause with Tsukasa, I think it might be the glasses? Azami, who'd been helping search for the curse's mark, tried to take Tsukasa's place but ended up caught in the curse instead. Okay. But the tragedy that struck Kameshima didn't end there. Right after the assassin left Kameshima with Sato Shiranami, a new calamity followed. Oh, the storm. A violent storm, born of the curse of the raging waves, erupted in the seas around the island. As expected, the curse could not be sealed away by the bronze mirror alone. Ferocious winds and towering waves pounded the island for 3 days and nights, leaving devastation in their wake. Most islanders who had tried to flee the tragedy by boat that night were lost to the storm, and remain missing to this day. Is anyone left alive on this island? Among them was the assassin behind the incident. Wait, what? Wait, so you mean assassin also died in the storm, or that the assassin is missing? And Sato Shinami, who went along with her. Okay, so Kikuko and Sato are now, she was never to be seen again, are also gone. Ending on the tragedy of Kameshima. Well, this is obviously not the actual end. You have my heartfelt thanks for all your hard work thus far. And so, the affairs surrounding Kameshima has reached one of its possible conclusions. Sadly, it seems neither Yuzami Nakuchi nor Sato Shiranami were able to achieve their goals. To avoid arriving at this particular outcome, please continue progressing through the story chart. After all, you came here for that very purpose, did you not? Oh my, are you perhaps still unsure of who you are? No need to worry, I'm confident you'll remember in time. You're just missing a few key pieces. As you travel along the story chart and shape what happens, perhaps you'll remember your part in this. Be sure to think on it as you move forward. Well then, I'm sure we'll see each other again soon. Farewell for now. Okay. Ah, this one is blocked. Okay, for a second I thought I missed something. It's not accessible anymore. Okay, so all of these should be completely done. Okay, I think we're gonna continue with Yumeko now. Yumeko Shiki and Sodo Kiryu head to the coast of Futamigaura after receiving a report about a strange corpse found there. Mrs. Shiki, there you are. Sorry for calling you all the way out here. Not at all. Thank you for bringing the case to our attention. I hear you've got an unusual corpse on your hands? Well, forensics aren't here yet, so I honestly don't know whether it can even be called a corpse or not. But I do know that it'll cause a stir if anyone catches sight of it, so right now we're just trying to keep the busybodies away. I sure am glad it happened while you were still here, though. What with you being from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police and all. Prefectural Police Detective Masaru Ide. Where's our cadaver then? Still in the water over there where it was found. Feel free to go ahead and examine it. Over there, I see. Yeah, I see it. Vision ability. Is that a motherfucking sticker bird? Also, what the hell, vision ability? Oh, yeah, it is. Huh. Mockingbird. The Terminator. So what was this vision ability? Didn't see anything special. This is Futamigaura, the coastline just northeast of Ise City. It's a pretty popular location for tourists, and there are several beaches nearby as well, so a bunch of people are milling around. It certainly is an impressive sight. It's too bad we couldn't come here as simple tourists. Okay, and here is Kameshima, little tiny turtle island. Futamigaura is the name of the stretch of coastline along Futami town, so named during the events of this story. It has since been merged with Ise City, in the Watari district of Mie Prefecture. As part of the Iseshima National Park, it has been designated as a place of scenic beauty and considered one of the most scenic spots in Japan. The name Futamigaura is said to originate from a visit to the area by Yamatohime no Mikoto. According to legend, the area's beauty caused her to turn to look back upon it, leading to Futami, look twice, becoming part of its name. Okay. Ise City, a city located in the central northern area of the Shima Peninsula. The northern part of the city is on a plain directly facing Ise Bay, while the southern part is on more mountainous land surrounded by hills. Having long flourished as the town leading up to the Torii Gate of Ise Shrine, it stands out as a particularly popular tourist destination even among the many attractions in the Ise-Shima area. The city is sometimes referred to as Shinto, meaning the city of the gods. Although best known for Ise Shrine, many other temples and shrines can also be found within the city. The land overlooking Ise Bay is blessed with an abundance of beautiful scenery, including Mount Asama, which was included on a list of 100 famous Japanese scenic spots during the Showa era. Okay. The sound of the waves and the buzz from the onlookers fills the air around us. I suppose it's inevitable that the police being around would draw people's attention. I just hope it doesn't cause a commotion. This is Sodo Kiryu. He's worked with me as my assistant for a long time now, although he usually makes his living as a psychic detective. He's not officially with the police, but with my assignments being what they are, he has special permission to accompany me in investigations. Okay. You know something more about him now. An independent psychic who makes his living as Japan's only psychic detective. Sodo has no permanent residence, instead traveling throughout the country for training and resolving any metaphysical incidents he comes across. Something which eventually led to him gaining his current moniker within the industry. Although he has a calm and taciturn personality and is possessed of a sharp mind, he is surprisingly sensitive by nature. However, this trait does not extend to mercy towards spirits and other phenomena, which he often ends up subduing by force. Curses. Primarily spiritual abilities, curses. The ability to use particular curses to inflict harm or otherwise negative effects on others. Effects range from forcibly binding a target in place to dealing fatal wounds. The stronger the curse's effect, the greater the burden on the user. Shagan? The ability to see the face of a deceased individual from their remains, allowing for recreation of their features via portrait sketch. Only a small piece of the deceased's remains is necessary to use this ability. However, enough of the thoughts and desires of the dead individual must remain for it to be effective. Thoughts and desires of the dead. The Feast of Shadows, the ability to create a domain in which the potency and range of certain types of spiritual abilities are increased. Only effective at night. Sodo himself is able to create a domain up to 1 kilometer in range. What? Sodo's family runs a small shrine dedicated to a certain Onmyoji from the Sengoku period. This Onmyoji is said to be an ancestor of the Kiryu family, which may explain why their bloodline has produced many individuals with a strong spirit sense over the years. Sodo was born with an exceptionally potent spirit sense, even within his lineage, leading to his abilities catching the attention of legendary psychic Itensai Shiki when he was 8 years old. Itensai subsequently took him under his wing as his protege, and Sodo underwent rigorous training under his watchful eye. Even now, he's always quick to respond when summoned by his mentor's wife, Yumeko Shiki, and often supports her during her work. He also has a keen interest in swords and is extremely knowledgeable about blades from all countries and eras. That is a very curious little fact, very specific. He's had his gaze fixed on the corpse ever since we got here. I suppose he's curious to know what led to its current state. Yeah. And you? This is Masaru Ide, detective from the local police. He's acting as my point of contact while I'm over here, as well as providing any support I need. I don't doubt it's quite a troublesome assignment, there are a lot of things that need to be kept secret, for one. But he's been very good at not prying into the particulars while doing what needs to be done, occasional grumbling notwithstanding. Given what this case has ended up involving, though, those particulars may not end up remaining undisclosed for much longer. Prefectural Police Detective, 35. An assistant inspector in the 1st Investigative Division of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Mie Prefectural Police. He often finds himself saddled with whatever troublesome tasks come to the department's way, something he makes sure to grumble about each time, but is a professional detective in his own right, being diligent in his duties and having passed his promotion exam without difficulty. Although often said to have a somewhat unreadable expression, he is quite sociable and makes a point to attend all the department drinking parties. Okay, cool. Born and raised in Mie, Masaru never ventured beyond bicycle commuting distance of his hometown, Sioux City, until the time came for him to attend university. With no particular plans for his future in mind, he took the employment exam for police officers, figuring that a local government job would at least be stable. He had no admiration for the police or any strong sense of duty or justice, but found the strict discipline of the police force suited his personality. He quietly married a fellow classmate from the police academy soon after graduating, and at home he takes on the role of doting father to 2 sons and a daughter. If pressed to discuss his hobbies, they would include walking and combination puzzles. Strangely enough, he often happens to be walking nearby whenever incidents occur, leading to him being first on the scene even when off duty, something his colleagues frequently tease him about. Okay. At first glance, he seems the sort to find hard work troublesome, but he's proven himself to be quite the thoughtful individual. If that attitude of his is a deliberate ploy to get those he's dealing with to lower their guard, he's certainly not one to be underestimated. Okay. Oh. The local police have the area closed off to make sure bystanders can't get too close. Okay. Okay, let's look at the corpse. I see, so this is the corpse in question, is it? Unusual is certainly one word for it. It's all dried up now, almost like it's been mummified. Yeah, but it's in water. But apart from that, it's pretty safe to say this is a mermaid, right? Let's take a closer look at it. Could this be, Mare? Yusa's mother? The body's lower half is identical to a fish's tail. If this was a fish, it'd be a pretty huge one. Wow. It would seem like the fish half of the body begins from the shoulders downward. All the mermaids I've ever heard of have had the fish half start from the waist down. If it is a fake, maybe whoever made it didn't do the research? Really, several of the mermaids described in old Japanese legends had their faces as the only human part though. Seriously, because that makes me the one who didn't do the research then. I mean, the ribcage looks pretty human. If this really is a corpse, I wonder when they died. I doubt their body would have ended up this desiccated if it had been in the sea this whole time. Yeah. You think there's the possibility that they died shriveled up into a mummy-like state, then their body fell into the sea and got washed up here? It makes for quite the enigma, that's for sure. There's no sign of any external wounds. I can't see anything that could have caused their death, at least. As you can see, there's no doubt it has a human head. That's the main reason we went ahead with treating it as a corpse. That makes sense. I can't imagine anyone would have seen a creature like this before, after all. If it really is a mermaid, wouldn't this be a pretty huge discovery? It's not the sort of thing we'll be able to make public, that's for sure. I don't suppose we have any way of confirming their identity. Their identity? Well, we know that our assistant has some superpowers. Given the state of the body, it'd probably be difficult to confirm based on facial features, but we might have a chance using dental records. Though that would depend on if they've ever had a dental exam. Mermaid comes to a dentist. I see, that makes sense. Honestly, I'm kind of leaning towards it being a fake of some kind. What do you think? It's true that many of the mermaid mummies discovered were ultimately found to have been man-made in origin. Huh. What? That's a cool drawing. Relics believed to be either the embalmed or mummified remains of mermaids are preserved in temples throughout Japan. Among them, several are said to bestow blessings such as eternal youth and longevity or sound health, and are treated as objects of worship. In the 1970s, some garnered so much attention after being featured on TV that people traveled en masse to see them, prompting some temples and shrines to discontinue public viewings. Mermaid mummies have also been documented in other countries. In the 1800s, the exhibition of mermaid mummies as exotic curios became a widespread phenomenon across Europe and the United States. Although these mummies were originally believed to be genuine, subsequent analysis has revealed fibers from materials such as wood and paper in their composition, exposing them to be man-made in origin. The quality of some mermaid mummies crafted in Japan during the Edo period was particularly high, with several being widely circulated, especially in Europe. However, the revelation that many of these mermaids were man-made does not disprove the existence of mermaids, and debate on the topic continues even today. You won't find me complaining if it is. No need to investigate a fake corpse after all. Maybe that's being too optimistic though. We'll just have to see about that, won't we? When I first saw this expression, I thought they must have died in unbelievable agony. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like they look almost satisfied? Could just be my imagination though. Satisfied, huh. Okay. Let's go back, talk to you. Is there anything that stands out to you so far, Sodo? I'd like to get a better grasp on the details before saying anything, I think. Okay. Can I use this again? Can't interact with it now, okay. Curious. I thought maybe I can look at the corpse with this ability. Do we know what the situation was when the corpse was found? I just got here as well, so I'm not clear on the details myself. But from the sounds of it, a local civilian happened across it about an hour ago as they were passing by. They got us on the scene immediately, so no one else should have seen it. That's a relief. We don't want people working themselves into a frenzy over this. Where is that local now? We've got someone taking their statement in a nearby police box. I'll let you know when we get more info there. Please do. If we really do have a mermaid on our hands, do you think all those stories about becoming immortal from eating mermaid flesh are true? Oh, so you're curious about that too, detective? Well, I don't know if I'd actually want to eat it though. Living forever doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy, you know? Yeah. Besides, I can't say I find the thought of eating meat from this thing all that appealing. I see. I suppose that's a natural response. But there are plenty of people who would be interested in getting their hands on this corpse for that exact reason. I can see that. We might even have people fighting over it if it gets out. All the more reason to try and keep it hidden. Sure is a troublesome thing we've got on our hands here. Yeah. You ready? Well, I think we have a decent grasp of the situation now. What's your opinion, Sodo? First of all, based on the state of the corpse, I think it's safe to say this is another case of the curse of the forsaken fish. Some of the residual curse energy is still lingering around the body. Just as expected then. I suppose that's no surprise. Huh? What was it just now? We'll try to explain our understanding of the case so far, Detective. I realize some of it might sound a bit absurd, but please bear with us. This corpse is neither a fake, nor could it be called a mermaid. It is the remains of a human when transformed into a fish as the result of a curse. Oh. What? A former human? And a curse too? It's pretty hard to know what to say to that. One thing's for sure, that's not going to fly in the case report by itself. Mind explaining a bit more for me? Of course. Let's start with an explanation of our circumstances then. Talk about department. First, I suppose I should start with a brief explanation of the department I work for. Wait, aren't you part of some secret department in the security division over in Tokyo? Are you sure you should be telling me something like that? I'm not going to get caught up in any troublesome business if you do, am I? No need to worry, I doubt it will come to that. Probably. Our work is mostly kept a secret because it's something of a pain to find people who will accept, let alone understand, the circumstances each time. But you've been very supportive so far, so I can't imagine that will be a problem. Well, if you really insist, go ahead, I guess. As you say, my department is indeed part of the security division. Its proper name is the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. Yeah, I think it's the same one from the previous game. Although officially called the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department Security Division Paranormal Affairs Bureau, it is more commonly referred to simply as Paranormal Affairs. Only a handful of people know of its existence, even within the police force. As the name suggests, this unit specializes in the investigation and resolution of cases involving paranormal phenomena. Since the existence of such happenings is not public knowledge, nor is it readily believed by the general population, the Bureau's activities are conducted in the utmost secrecy. As there are currently only 5 members in the unit, including the chief, they utilize a network of psychotic contacts across the country to assist with their cases. The current chief of Paranormal Affairs is a man named Kuru Nakagoshi. Although said to have been born to a family of psychics who have been involved in keeping the world safe from paranormal phenomena for generations, Kuro is an elusive figure. Very few have met him in person, and he is rarely seen in the office. It is said that this is because he has oft been the target of curses. However, some theorize that it is in fact because Kuro is not actually a flesh and blood human, with some going so far as to question whether he really exists. His seat in his office is usually occupied by his familiar, a Nue, a legendary creature found in Japanese folklore. Nue resembles an ordinary white thrush and acts as Quiro's messenger, leading to bizarre scenes of police officers earnestly reporting their findings to a bird. Sorry, can't read. The term Nakagoshi case serves as a code name used to refer to cases under investigation by Paranormal Affairs. Yeah, I think I remember this from a previous game. Jeez, the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, huh? Though if there really are cases of spiritual phenomena causing harm around the place, I guess it's not that hard to believe there'd be some sort of organization to deal with them within the police. Precisely. I'm glad you're so quick on the uptake. Well, after seeing that corpse over there, there's not much else I can do but believe it, you know? Oh, does that mean you have spirit sense? Or some other sort of psychic powers? Not to any notable degree, I'm afraid. As I mentioned, I'm primarily a housewife. If you ask me, I would rather sort this all out and get back home to my husband as soon as possible. Right. Sodo here was my husband's protege when he used to work as a psychic, though. He helps me out on any work I'm assigned to. I'm responsible for handling any spiritual work that comes up, yes. Spiritual work, huh? Hearing you say that like it's just another job really makes me feel we're talking about another industry entirely. But if you really are just a housewife, Mrs. Shiki, why are you working for a special unit like that? I know it's none of my business, but if your husband is a psychic, wouldn't all this be more in his line of work? True. Personally, I'd also rather our roles were reversed. But there are several reasons why that unfortunately can't be the case. I see. I don't really know your circumstances, but it sounds pretty tough. And suspicious. Either way, I should be good to put this down as a paranormal affairs case, right? That should be fine, yes. You can leave the rest of the investigation to us. We'll also handle the report. More specifically, Soda will. Look at his face! Really, thanks, that's a great help. Not again. You can Tensei Shiki's wife. Occupation Tensei Shiki's wife. Wow. Paranormal affairs employee. Age is still a secret. Is she also immortal? Wait, what? Huh. She has some like spots on her neck. Suspicious. Very suspicious. A woman who balances her work as a housewife with her position as a full-time employee of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, a secret department within the Tokyo Metropolitan Police. Although the very image of a refined lady in appearance, she has a surprisingly free-spirited personality and tends to find anything she has no interest in too bothersome to take seriously. Valid. Things that do catch her attention, on the other hand, often command all of it, and she will actively involve herself in looking into them. She utterly adores her husband, swooning in admiration whenever the topic turns to him, and she is also viewed with affection by her co-workers, who call her Ma'am. Out of the 5 current full-time members of the Paranormal Affairs Bureau, Yumeko alone lacks any particular metaphysical abilities despite possessing a meager degree of spirit sense. Even so, she was chosen to be part of the Bureau's elite unit for very particular reasons. Reasons known only to a handful of people close to her. There was once one other member of the Bureau who had no paranormal powers to speak of. Veteran police detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi, and the two occasionally work on investigations together. Nice. When dispatched on assignments now, she always pairs up with freelance psychic detective Soto Kiryu, leaving all paranormal-related procedures, and offer her much despised paperwork to him. Yumeko's husband is also a psychic by the name of Tensei Shiki, and Soto is his cherished protege. Oh, more? The various abnormal occurrences attributed to the spirits of the dead are collectively referred to as spiritual phenomena. These can range from small peculiarities, such as being able to see things that shouldn't be there, hearing strange sounds, or feeling a sudden unnatural chill, to larger-scale phenomena powerful enough to defy the laws of physics, potentially even triggering natural disasters. Harmful spiritual phenomena that cause unwanted effects by interfering with nature or tampering with the human body or mind are called curses. Curses can themselves be divided into 2 categories: those that occur naturally, often arising from negative emotions such as deep resentment from the dead, and those that are intentionally created by someone with spiritual abilities using an existing spirit or grudge. However, creating a curse is quite difficult, and there is the risk of the curse rebounding and causing harm to the creator instead. The more powerful the curse, the more stringent the conditions that are required to use it. The ability to sense the energy of spirits and spiritual phenomena is known as spirit sense. The strength of this ability varies from person to person, and while it can be increased to a certain extent through training, it ultimately comes down to the individual's innate talent. According to those who have it, spirit sense is similar to a sense of smell. The lingering spiritual energy in an area can be detected by what feels like specialized sense organs, conveying information such as the relative strength of the phenomenon and whether it is benevolent or malevolent in nature. Those with a particularly potent spirit sense are also able to glean specific details from the energy, and even track it down to identify its origin. However, as spiritual energy is unaffected by air movement, it is not possible to use wind to drive it away. The ability to see spiritual phenomena is considered a psychic ability. Further described below. Spiritual phenomena occur regardless of one's ability to perceive them, so many people that lack spirit sense are affected by such phenomena without any awareness of the cause. As spirit sense is impossible to quantify, comparing its strength between individuals is difficult. However, as tolerance to forcible exposure to spiritual phenomena is comparable to a tolerance to alcohol. There are those who use this comparison when explaining to others. Okay. Psychic ability is the special power to interact with or influence spirits. It covers a wide range of abilities, from simply being able to see spirits to being able to directly control or exorcise them. It also includes the ability to intentionally induce spiritual phenomena in order to use specific skills, such as peering into the future, capturing images with psychic photography, or searching for objects using dowsing. Individuals who possess such abilities are known as psychics. People who possess spirit sense but lack psychic ability are particularly susceptible to the influence of spiritual phenomena, whether they are aware of it or not, and as such often fall victim to supernatural disasters or disturbances. Okay. It's a bit much to take on. I'll let you handle the explanations, ma'am. Of course, leave it to me. In return, I'll be counting on you to handle the report. Confounded. Ugh. So, does that mean that you came all the way to Mie because you knew something like this was going to happen? Oh, that's awfully perceptive of you, detective. I suppose you could say that, yes. At the very least, the situation hasn't come as a huge surprise. Ah, if that's the case. Was the body from the other day one of those cases too then? Ba-da-bam. Oh, unidentified skeletons. Ooh. Oops. It was indeed, yes. Seriously, that does sound like a pain to deal with. I bet our chief knew all about this when he assigned me to the case. If it lessens the burden, you've been a great help to us so far, Detective. I don't mind the cold stuff, so I've been asking all those questions out of curiosity. But it's probably best I don't get too involved in all this paranormal business, right? You must have had a good reason for keeping it under wraps after all. I think that would be wise, yes. Still, I never would have thought that there's a curse out there that can turn people into fish. Yeah, that's crazy. And it only half worked, so the victim ended up looking like a mermaid. That's bound to cause misunderstandings. The curse is originally meant to turn a person's whole body into that of a fish, you see. But the victim died before the transformation was complete, so it stopped before it could reach that point. Oh. The vast majority of the mermaids discovered over the years are either man-made fakes or victims of the same curse. Huh. Okay. I see. To be honest, part of me was kind of excited when I first saw what it looked like. I thought that might mean there are really mermaids out there, you know? Exactly like the ones you hear about in stories. I'm afraid we can neither confirm or deny things there. Oh, I get why you were asking about the corpse's identity now. It's because you realized they used to be human, right? That's right. Very recently too, the transformation likely happened yesterday, or even earlier today. Whoa, that recently? Someone could really end up in a state like this after just a day? They certainly could. Seriously, these curses sure are scary, yeah. I'll get forensics to take a look when they get here then. Please do. The investigator in question has worked on paranormal affairs cases before, so they shouldn't need any explanation. Ah, right, the case from yesterday. Great, that should save us some effort then. Cursed one day, a mummified corpse the next. Sure is a scary world we live in. You know, I sometimes find myself wondering if I have a bit of spirit sense as well. There have been times I've caught sight of strange things when walking down the road at night. And when I looked into it later, I found that the place I'd walked by had been the site of an accident or the like. Oh, that might be the real deal then. It's definitely a possibility. I would advise not getting too close to anything you see of that nature. It becomes easier for them to target you if they realize you're aware of them, you see. Jeez, what would happen then? I guess I'd end up possessed or something? There is a danger, yes, in the event you are possessed. You may find yourself afflicted by headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations. Memory problems and impaired thinking are also not unheard of. Headaches and muscle stiffness definitely ring a bell. I sure hope it isn't the work of some spirit. Do people have their personalities taken over when possessed too? It may be possible with spirits who had a very close relationship to their target, such as if they were siblings or were parent and child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. The negative effects I just mentioned are primarily caused by the two parties not being in sync. That's good to know, I think. Even if a spirit were able to successfully possess someone, it would only be able to pressure them to behave in ways that wouldn't be unusual for the individual in question. I see, but in that case, there's no way of knowing whether you're behaving that way of your own will or not, right? Exactly. Hence the prevalence of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Huh, so that's how things work there. As far as I know, I haven't been having any problems like that though, so I think I should be fine. You think? Having spirit sense seems like it's more trouble than it's worth somehow. Okay. We originally came to Mia from Tokyo to investigate another case, but so many other incidents occurring, I can't help but get the sinking feeling something troublesome is about to happen. Detective Ida has been a huge help to us so far. We might be able to reveal some of our circumstances to him. Oh. Ma'am? What is it? Perhaps I could use my Shagan ability and see if it produces any results? Ah, that's an excellent idea. I almost forgot we had such a handy trick up our sleeve. Shagan? What does that do? Patience, detective. You'll see soon enough. Right. Superpowers. There, it's done. What? Oh, so it went well, did it? Well done, Sodo. What's all this about then? Sodo can see the face of the deceased from a piece of the remains, however small. He can then sketch their features based on what he saw. Ah, so that's how you got a sketch of the victim in that other case. An ability like that would be priceless if we could use it on the F-Force, you know? Yeah. Well, I hear it doesn't always work, so it's unfortunately not foolproof. So, what did our victim look like? About that, I think it might be faster to see for yourself. It looks like Mara, right? This face, it's... Oh, Somekawa. Wait, Somekawa, you can't mean... A who? A who? Okay, I guess let's check out this one then. Yumeko Shiki arrives in Toba City, Mie Prefecture, to investigate the discovery of skeletal remains with her assistant. Is it the bones that were already mentioned as well? Welcome, ma'am. I've been waiting for you. The site where the bones were found is a little ways offshore from this beach. You went ahead and started the investigation, I see. Thanks for that. Not at all. You clearing everything with local police meant all I had to do was arrive and inspect the remains myself. To get straight to the point, there is no doubt. Signs of a curse are clearly evident. The skeletal remains are tied to a supernatural incident. Seems I was right to trust my intuition on this one. Alright then, let me hear the full report. Understood? Oh, first. Surroundings. This is the town of Jika in Toba City. The area is a historic place known for its ama divers. Oh, I know it well. It's also famous as the filming location of one of Japan's most well-known monster films. I wouldn't know about that myself, man, but you seem unusually well-versed in that area. Those old tokusatsu films are the best. You should watch some for yourself, Sodo. As you wish, I'll look into it. Okay. Jika Town. Jika Town is a fishing settlement located within Toba City on the eastern tip of the Shima Peninsula. The area takes its name from Ijikajima, an island offshore of the region. It is said that the hollow in the center of the island was so reflective as to resemble a mirror, leading to Yamato Hime no Mikoto, giving it its current name, which is written with the characters for stone and mirror. The Rias coastline is a particularly beautiful sight and is well known as a spot to watch the sunrise. It is also notable as the filming location of the first entry in one of Japan's most famous monster film series, and sees many visits from fans as a result. Toba City, a city located on the northeastern tip of the Shima Peninsula, adjacent to Ise City and Shima City. Along with the city itself, its administrative area also encompasses 4 populated islands. The combined area of modern Toba City and Shima City was formerly known as Shima Province. Its coastline features one of Japan's most notable Ria coasts and is renowned not only for its marine industries but also for its popularity as a tourist destination. Having originally sprung up as a castle town of the Toba domain, the years following the Meiji era saw Toba flourish as the center of the Shima region, with an abundance of marine products available in its waters. It is also famous for being home to the highest number of active ama divers in Japan. There are many guest houses run by ama divers and fishermen along the shore, providing visitors to the area with the opportunity to enjoy fresh seafood. Okay, any mockingbirds? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. A diligent and earnest young man. His mentor, my husband, has nothing but praise for his skill, so he has my complete trust. I know I shouldn't rely on him too much, but he's so good at noticing the finer details that I often find myself doing so. Anything here? I guess not really. You can see the sea from here all the way to Kamishima. Do you sense anything out there, Soda? Yes, I do. The waters south of Kamishima are saturated with the powerful presence of the curse of the raging waves. I can sense it even from this distance. That's how strong it is. Is that so? Looking out to sea, I can't see a thing? I just hope this means we've made it in time. Even during the disaster 5 years ago, the energy was never this overwhelming. The seal has broken, there's no doubt about it. So it's already broken? That isn't good. The sea still seems calm though. Does the storm not break out immediately? Yes, something seems to be holding it back for now. Oh, so there's a silver lining at least. It seems stable for the moment. We probably have 2 or 3 days of safety. Then we've got a bit of breathing room. Perhaps there's still something we can do. I hope we can do something about the curse of the raging waves while it's still being held back. Yes, but despite all efforts, we still haven't found a way to lift the curse. We might have quite a struggle ahead of us. That's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? I have no idea where Ancestor's keepsake is either. I apologize on behalf of my family. Oh, is he the descendant then? To begin, shall we review the details of the case? Is that really necessary? Summarizing may help us notice something we missed. Not a day goes past that I don't admire your diligence, Soda. My thanks, I'll strive to be brief. A few days ago, a fisherman off the coast here hauled up a long rod-like object. It resembled a human bone, so he notified the police. That was about 10 days ago. So he fished it up completely by chance. Following that, the police conducted an underwater investigation of the surrounding area. They discovered multiple skeletal remains in a fissure beneath the rocks. All the remains were already severely deteriorated, with each being several years to several decades old. As a result, forensics struggled to identify the victims. There was just too little to go on. Only fragments of the skulls remained, so facial reconstruction was apparently not possible. Hardly surprising in such a state. Still, with your ability, we hardly need facial reconstruction, do we? Indeed, I'll report my discoveries shortly. You know, one possibility comes to mind. Will you humor me? Please go ahead. I wonder if those skeletal remains could be the victims of the Kamishima Southern Sea disaster from 5 years ago. Yeah, I was thinking the same. Regrettably, that is not the case. Oh, darn it. Please don't sound so defeated. Forensics confirmed 5 bodies in total, but they said that each had decomposed over a different length of time. Meaning they didn't all die at the same time? Correct. The most recent appears to date back 6 years. The others go back some 10 years before that, and another 10, and another 10, and so on. So roughly 1 body every 10 years? Indeed, I imagine that any older remains may have simply decayed entirely. Which means someone's been using that fissure as a place to dump corpses for decades? It's surrounded by rock, and with minimal currents in the area, it's unlikely they drifted there naturally. Had that bone not been fished up by chance, we'd never have known. In other words, it was an ideal site for quietly disposing of bodies. So this was no accident. Someone did this. I imagine quite some resentment must have piled up over the years. Indeed, but I've already cleansed the lingering resentment in the area. Leaving such resentment to fester could lead to a curse manifesting after all. Efficient, as always. My thanks. There is one more point of concern that all the remains have in common. Go on. Each body bore a clean, precise cut. Clearly severed. Severed? You're saying they were sliced straight through the bone? Exactly, each was sliced down through the bone, all with a clean cut as smooth as the last. So everyone was a victim of Kogiko's curse? Or the curse that Kogiko has, I mean, someone else probably can also use it? Or had it? Forensics noted that reproducing such uniform cuts would be extremely difficult. Even with industrial equipment, such precision would have been unachievable decades ago. One possible explanation is that a master swordsman wielding a razor-sharp katana cleaved each of them in a single stroke. Yes, well, that would certainly explain it, but warriors don't exactly run around with swords in this day and age. Which brings us to the possibility of a curse, I suppose. Yeah, correct. If the cuts were made by supernatural means, the rules change. And as it turns out, there were traces of a curse at each of the severed points. Oh, it was just a matter of time until we found one. Also, for the briefest moment, I glimpsed a curse echo that looked like a warrior in armor. A curse echo in armor? Yes, judging from the crest on its armor and given our location, it appears to be a curse tied to the Heike. Heike? Heike? Right, the Heike. You are familiar with the Heike, I assume. Well, the Heike? I'm not too sure. The Heike were a branch of the Taira clan, a warrior family who rose to power at the end of the Heian period. From their base in Ise province, they expanded their influence, reaching great heights under Taira no Kiyomori. But in their pride, they were defeated by the Genji in what is now known as the Genpei War. Ah yes, of course I knew that. Of course. The tale of the Heike preserved just how prosperous they were before they fell. Many who lived through the downfall carried deep regrets. Their resentment is especially persistent. Many traces remain even today, and they can be quite meddlesome. Indeed, you hear about it all over the place. I guess even by expert standards it's quite the problem. Abbreviated genealogy of the Heike. Taranomasamori, Tadamori, Kiyom, Jesus Christ. Okay. They were part of the Ise Taira clan, which was itself an Ise-based branch of the Taira clan, a prominent samurai family of the Heian period. Although the entire Ise Taira clan was greatly influential, Heike refers to the particularly prosperous lineage of Taira no Masamori, Taira no Tadamori, and Taira no Kiyomori. Known as one of the most prominent samurai families of the Heian period, alongside the Minamoto clan, the Taira clan was originally based in the Kanto region. However, following Taira no Masakado's uprising against the central government in the year 935, and its suppression at the hands of Taira no Sadamori, the latter's son, Korehira, moved to Ise province, where he came to wield significant political power. This was the start of what would become known as the Ise Taira clan. 4 generations on from Korehira, Taira no Masamori consolidated the family's influence in Ise. His successor, Tadamori, was granted permission to enter the imperial court in 1132, eventually attaining a rank equal to that of nobility. The distinguished military exploits of Tadamori's son, Taira no Kiyomori, further led to Kiyomori's promotion to Daiju Daijin, Chancellor of the Realm, the highest possible governmental rank, in 1167. In 1180s, Kiyomori's daughter Noriko married into the imperial family, and her son ascended the throne as emperor, enabling the Heike to consolidate their monopoly on political authority. Thus, the Taira clan came to dominate the political landscape of the time. Such was their wealth and power that one member of the clan is said to have remarked that all those who did not belong to the Taira clan were to be considered people of no position. Cool. However, this golden age of the Taira clan did not last long. Their arrogant rule and dictatorial grasp on power led to many turning against the Taira clan, and the stirrings of rebellion soon came to a head, with several prominent figures joining forces in a bid to overthrow them. In the midst of the resulting years of warfare, Kiyomori died of illness in March 1181. Despite losing one of their key members, the Taira clan continued to struggle against their opponents, but to no avail. In 1185, they were finally defeated in the Battle of Dan Noura, and many of its members, including Kiyomori's grandson, Emperor Antoku, who was still a child at the time, were lost beneath the waves of Dan Noura, burdened with unfulfilled ambitions. It is said that the Kusanagi no Tsurugi sword, one of the 3 imperial regalia of Japan, regarded since ancient times as a symbol of imperial authority, was also lost to the sea that day. That's a lot of history. After their defeat, the surviving members of the Taira clan, now disgraced as fallen warriors, scattered across the country and lived out their days in hiding. Even to this day, legends of Taira clan survivors persist in various regions across Japan. What's more, the katana that Kurseko carried, I believe it may have been the famed blade, Nukemaru. Nukemaru? Yes, a blade passed down through the Heike, once wielded by Taira no Tadamori. I see. It would seem your love of swords has proved rather useful here. So what you're saying is that these skeletal remains were cut and killed by the power of Tadamori's curse? I can't say it was Tadamori himself, but I'm confident it was a curse from someone within the Heike. At the very least, it offers an explanation for those mysteriously perfect cuts. But the body is being dumped every decade. Surely that can't be the curse too, can it? Correct. I imagine that part likely involves further intervention by someone else. So this wasn't an accident by some spontaneous curse. There's a perpetrator out there. Indeed. However, I can't imagine any psychic with enough power to wield such a curse would dispose of bodies so poorly. My fear is that someone is using a curse stone. They are killing through its curse, then discarding the bodies. Curse stone. Think of it as a talisman that lets even those without spirit sense use the power of curses. They are created when intense resentment fuses with a suitable relic. That sounds dangerously convenient. There were a few incidents involving curse stones in Tokyo last year, actually. Didn't you hear? Oh, now that you mention it, that somewhat rings a bell. Yeah, it's the previous game, Curse Stones. A type of curse tool that allows even people without any spirit sense to wield curses. As long as the tool meets the above criteria, items of any shape or size may be referred to as curse stones. Many curse stones have conditions that must be fulfilled to use them, often based on the spiritual power and characteristics of the curse itself. If a curse stone has low spiritual power, it may only be possible to use it under specific circumstances, such as when under the influence of the Feast of Shadows, a spell that heightens the potency of certain types of spiritual energy. So in short, whoever's behind this possesses a stone imbued with the Heike's curse. They use it to kill someone roughly every decade, dumping the body into the sea. Yes, that aligns with the evidence. Thank you for the summary. Now then, about those skeletal remains. Were you able to use your Shagen Soda? Yes, I did. It only worked on the most recent body though, the one from 6 years ago. By viewing part of the remains, I was able to reconstruct a portrait sketch of how he looked when he was alive. Here's a copy. I've already provided one to the police as well. Impressive. That ability of yours remains quite the asset. Not always. There are times when the vision just doesn't come through. It's far from infallible. Besides, there are those who could simply speak directly with the victim's spirit and ask who did it. Even so, none of these methods would hold up as admissible evidence in court. But as a lead in our investigation, it's more than enough. Excellent work. Thank you. We had the police compare the sketch against missing people from 6 years ago, but no matches were found. Damn it. Darn. Would have made things much easier. Detective Ide is continuing the investigation. The detective with the local police. I've heard he's good, so let's hope he proves it. Toba seabed skeletons. A case in which multiple human skeletons were recovered from a deep fissure on the Toba seabed. The initial estimate indicated that at least 5 bodies had been disposed of there. The following information has not been made available to the public. Victims' identities unclear. All victims are male. Curious. Each body is thought to have been disposed of at different times. The most recent body dates to about 6 years ago. Facial sketch of this individual obtained using pseudo-curious Shagen ability. The other remains show signs of gradual aging, with the oldest dating back more than 30 years. Although the presence of older remains has also been confirmed, they have completely decayed, and it is impossible to tell how old they are. It is unlikely that the bodies could have drifted into the fissure naturally, so it is thought that someone has been discarding them there every few years. Each skeleton shows signs of a clean, precise cut inflicted by a sharp blade. Traces of a curse were also detected from around the severed sections. The victims are believed to have been killed by a curse wielded by someone connected to the Heike. Say, Sodo, that sketch of yours, maybe we should show it to some of the locals. Good point. Someone might recognize him if they were around here 6 years ago. If we can identify the victim, it could help us trace the one who used the curse. I guess we can just leave things be now that we know there is a curse involved. Honestly, I'd rather not deal with it. There you go again. Are you sure that's something you should be saying out loud? Obviously not. I just want to get this over with and go home, that's all. Yes, we all know how much you love your home. Ma'am, behind you. What? Behind me? Oh, what? Is it the woman that was turned into a fish? Who's that? Just someone from town passing by? She bolted. Sodo, after her. On it. Okay. Hey, stop. Let me go. I didn't do nothing wrong. I've apprehended the suspect. She's not a suspect. Good work. Sure, whatever. Sorry for the rough handling. Mind helping us out a bit? What were you doing here? Why did you run? What? Don't get smart with me. You're the suspicious ones. Sneaking around and poking into things. You think folks won't be wary of shady types like you wandering for town? Ah, I see. Sorry if we gave you a scare. We're with the police. Nothing shady here. You're with the police? Seriously? You heard about the skeletal remains found nearby, yes? That's what we're looking into. Tch, you don't look like police. Say, do you live around here? There's something I'd like you to take a quick look at. Hmm? Do you recognize this face at all? We believe he may have been around here about 6 years ago. Huh? Nope, don't know him. I see. Then could you point us in the direction of someone who might know about people coming and going in town? No idea. Ask whoever you want. Can I go now? I've got nothing to do with this. Don't know a thing. Uh-huh. Alright, sorry for holding you up. She is weird. What a peculiar woman. It was like her mind was somewhere else entirely. Well, either way, we should talk to more people in town. Agreed. Also, could you ask around and find out who that woman is? Of course. Several hours later. Ma'am, I've learned a few things. Excellent, let's hear it. The port and town center are down that way, so this area is technically the outskirts. It's a quiet town, so a stranger loitering here would definitely attract attention. That's a good point. That is a good... Ooh, mockingbird. Yeah. Which one is it? Maverick Money. Maverick Money. Nice. You found 5 mockingbirds. You can now access the mockingbird relationship chart. What? Okay. Sure. He didn't so much as flinch at the thought of tedious door-to-door investigation. Not to mention he's good at it. Having him here is a huge help. I also asked around about the woman we encountered earlier. Apparently she isn't originally from this town. Oh, is that so? Indeed, apparently she wandered into town about 5 years ago. She's been living alone in a cheap rental apartment on the outskirts of town ever since. When she first arrived, she had nothing but an old wooden box, which she was clutching as if it were very dear to her. Oh, nothing but an old wooden box? Is it the same one as from the story? The Ryugu Palace story? Supposedly, she used to work as an ama diver. Around when she first moved here, she'd occasionally go diving for fish. But when you open the box, she will die because like that box helps her retain her immortality. But these days she keeps to herself and no one ever sees her diving anymore. No one really knows how she supports herself, and many of the islanders find her unsettling. Perhaps she fled from something and moved her life here. That was suggested, yes, but she's never spoken about her past, so no one knows for sure. Although, according to her landlord, she's never been late on rent. And she's never caused any problems either. Still, it seems odd she'd get so worked up about strangers coming to town. Doesn't seem like she's in any position to be worrying about that. You think she might be hiding something? It's possible. Her attitude changed the moment we said we were with the police. Perhaps she was keeping watch over the coast where the bodies were dumped, waiting to see if someone showed up. Right, I mean, the most recent body is from 6 years ago and she arrived in town 5 years back. The timing is rather suspicious when you look at it like that. We'd best keep an eye on her. Agreed. Were you able to get her name? Apparently her last name is Somekawa, but I didn't manage to get her first name. Okay, so that's the almost turned into fish corpse. Somekawa. Why does that name sound so familiar? You've heard it before? I think so, but I can't quite remember where. But I'm a woman who cast off her past long ago. I guess I shouldn't let it bother me. Not this again. What? Let's leave any time-consuming background checks to Detective Ilya. Very well, I inform him. Okay. A woman living in Toba, although she occasionally does work as an ama diver, it is unclear who she is and where she came from. She apparently showed up in Toba in Toba about 5 years ago with nothing but a grubby wooden box to her name, and has been living there ever since. Why do we have an update with Cersei? Why is this saying that this is new? We know her. Is there anything I should be noticing? Okay. So this means that woman might have been marking us since we got here. It's possible. I apologize for not noticing sooner. Even a moment's lapse can expose one to a curse. I was careless, but I won't let it happen again. You can be cursed that easily? That's terrifying. What a world we live in. I showed the sketch of the victim to several townsfolk. However, it would seem that no one here recognized him at all. Unfortunate. I suppose chances are he wasn't from this area to begin with. Guess we'll have to place our hopes on Detective Ida then. You don't suppose you might be working with a bad sketch here? You needn't worry about that. I'm confident in the likeness. It should be a near-perfect match. You're right, I'm sure it's close. Sorry for doubting you. That concludes all the information I gathered from my inquiries. That helps a lot, thanks. Shall I summarize our next steps? Yes, I suppose we need to do something about all this. Let's see. Regarding the unidentified skeletons, until we can identify the victim from the sketch, we have no other leads to move forward. I believe this is best left in Detective Ida's hands. Yes, agreed. And I think the same goes for that Somekawa woman from earlier. We'll have Detective Ida look into her. It's nice to have someone who we can rely on. Agreed on that end too. In other words, we can safely leave the skeleton case to him for now. Yes, though we should remain vigilant regarding the cursed stones. Regarding our main objective, or the so-called Curse of the Raging Waves, without knowing how to lift it, there's not much we can do right now. I don't suppose there's a chance you'd be able to break the curse using brute force. You're quite good at that. It's certainly an option if worst comes to worst, but I can't say I have high hopes it will work. I guess it would be more realistic to try to find some clues about the whereabouts of your ancestors' keepsake instead. Indeed, it is said that item may hold the key to lifting the case of the Raging Waves. But even the location of the map pointing to that keepsake has unfortunately been lost to time. Although the map was said to be hidden inside a model of a mermaid mummy. One rumor says it was sold overseas during the Edo period. Doesn't sound promising. If we can't find it, I guess we're back to trying to break the curse with brute force. Is it a mirror at the shrine? But to even consider that route, we need much more intel from the island. Which is why we need to head to Kamashima. And at the very least, advise the locals to evacuate. Yes, hopefully someone of influence there will believe us about the curse of the Raging Waves. Is something wrong? No, it's just that one of the islanders I spoke with seems to be calling me over. Something may have happened. I'll go find out. Please do. Okay. Ma'am? What was it? The person who called me over shared a new piece of information. They were told to keep it secret but open up since we were with the police. Go on. Earlier this morning, down by the shore, they apparently found something that resembled the corpse of a mermaid. A mermaid? Really? That same person reported it to a local authority, and I was immediately ordered to tell no one, not even the police. You're kidding me. That local authority then contacted an unknown individual. Soon after, someone came and secretly retrieved the mermaid corpse. That couldn't be more suspicious, could it? Exactly. They were uneasy about the whole thing, which is why they confided in me. What shall we do? Did they describe what the mermaid looked like? Yes, they said from the head to the shoulders it was human, but below that, entirely fish. So it was not the classic mermaid from fairy tales, it would seem. Only the head was human, They also said it was completely dried out, almost mummified. The face was unrecognizable. But they thought it resembled a local ama diver named Tamiko Suma. What? Apparently she went out diving alone this morning and hasn't returned. That's likely what worried the witness the most. That is troubling. Damn it, just what we needed, more things to deal with. First things first, let's deal with this mermaid story. Come on. Okay. We're building up to come back to this. Oh, let's see the chart. Best buds in love. Yeah. Oh, she also loves someone else. Bad blood. Sure. Okay. Well, let's continue. Mermaid corpse has been discovered on the beach. While Yumeko and her partner are investigating its whereabouts, they run into an important local figure. Oh, who is this? Hello. Mr. Yamashina, thank you for agreeing to meet with us on such short notice. I understand you're a busy man. Not like I have much choice when it's some bigwig from the prefectural police bothering me to do so. So you're Shiki from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, Security Division, was it? Huh, and here I thought you were just some housemate. You sure you're from the police in that getup? Well, I am primarily a housewife by trade, but that's hardly important right now. You're also known as Unkakudono, I believe. Oh, after hearing so many rumors, it's an honor to make your acquaintance. Rumors, eh? Unkakudono, okay. Huh, hello. Occupation tycoon. A wealthy tycoon who owns multiple companies and swathes of land, particularly in the Tsu and Ise areas, born in the Taisho period, unmarried, as if that matters. His family first came into business in the Edo period, traveling from town to town selling talismans, miscanthus reed hoops, and other items to ward off evil spirits. During the Meiji period, this business expanded into a trading company, and the Yamashina family became prominent contributors to the development of the region. Born to the heir of the Yamashina family business and the daughter of a noble family, Yoshiatsu grew up in an affluent environment where he received a thorough education tailored to gifted children. Following the end of the war, Yoshiatsu inherited the company assets in his 30s, but was quick to sell off all the shares he owned, using the proceeds to buy and sell real estate and stocks, a practice that made him extremely wealthy. After amassing his fortune, he showed a keen interest in investing in ambitious young people, actively mentoring those he took a particular liking to. This approach led to the emergence of many successful businessmen, which included Shinobu Wakamura of Kameshima. Those who have received Yamashina's support view him with both gratitude and a sense of awe bordering on reverence, referring to him as Onkakudono, a title that evokes a figure elevated above the clouds. Yamashina has always shown a strong attachment to wealth, even going so far as to partake in illicit activities such as illegal donations, tax evasion, insider trading, and media control, all in an effort to garner ever more status and money. In the shadow of the many success stories enabled by his support, many more of his beneficiaries have fallen into bankruptcy or been arrested, fueling endless unsavory rumors about him to this day. Yamashina himself, however, seems to be unconcerned by these rumors, considering anything that does not directly harm him to be beneath his notice. Okay. Even as a lifelong bachelor, he has surrounded himself with many followers, both publicly and privately, and has never lacked for anything to satisfy his personal needs. A few years ago, he began to seriously consider the issue of a successor, driven by his determination that his beloved fortune should never fall into the hands of someone untrustworthy. Perhaps for this reason, he began to develop a keen fascination with immortality around the same time, and is said to be secretly investing vast amounts of money into research on the topic. Yes, I hear you've been doing some under-the-table research into immortality. And? So what if I am? Well, no, I wouldn't have expected you to be such a dreamer, but it does make you just a bit more relatable. You can laugh all you want. What's it got to do with the police, anyway? It seems on this particular occasion it has quite a bit to do with the police, unfortunately. You don't say. Oh, surroundings. These splendid gardens all fall within the grounds of Mr. Yamashina's Ise City estate. Part of me wonders why he needs so much space when he doesn't have a family, but I suppose he has an image to maintain. Any mockingbirds? Yeah, there is. Nice. Number 9. Hiding killer. Cool. Cool. That is a nice garden. This is Yoshiatsu Yamashina. He's a tycoon with multiple properties and companies to his name, mostly based here in Isashima. He's long been rumored of being involved in various shady dealings. Special investigations has had an eye on him for a while now, but they haven't managed to find any concrete evidence so far. It seems he has a knack for pinning the blame on his subordinates before finding a way to slip away. Needless to say, he and the police are quite familiar with each other by this point. Though I don't doubt he has local police chiefs and politicians under his thumb behind the scenes. There's no need for me to get involved in all that. I'll be satisfied as long as I get the information we need from him. I'll get straight to the point. I believe you took a mermaid corpse into your possession this morning? What? That corpse is linked to an ongoing case. We came here to ask you to release it into police custody. No idea what you're on about. Of course you will get something in return. We have some information I'm sure you'll find quite profitable in exchange. Like I said, no idea what you're on about. If that's all you came here for, scram. Oh, pity. I really thought you'd be interested in what we had to share. Assuming you really are interested in immortality. Well, I suppose we barely know each other. It's only natural that you'd be wary of our intentions. What do you say to a little chat to get to know each other better, Mr. Unkakudono? I hear you've been putting quite a bit of effort into training up the younger generation recently. What's your take on today's youth? Useless, the lot of them. Bunch of pushovers have let all this new generation tribe go to their heads. We're the ones who built this country back up after the war, but they're out there strutting around like they own the place. Far too big for their britches. My, what a scathing review. Would our resident member of the new generation like to comment at all? Please don't call me that. I hear you've been searching for a successor though. Given your strong opinions on the matter, I take it that you're struggling. Though I can see why that could lead to a desire for immortality. After all, there's no need to cede your legacy to someone else if you can remain at the reins yourself, That might have been true when I started my research. Oh? I take it that isn't the case now? I'm no spring chicken. The thought of living for hundreds of years like this ain't exactly appealing anymore. Yeah. Don't see much point in immortality if I'm already long past my prime. Well, that certainly is different from the rumors. My apologies for jumping to conclusions. You have my wholehearted agreement that immortality doesn't necessarily bring happiness, though. Let me clear up one more thing while we're at it. I've already decided on my successor. Oh? Turns out the perfect candidate was right under my nose the entire time. I haven't told them yet, but they're a sharp one. They'll do a fine job. Is that so? I'm glad to hear it. I suppose that would mean that you no longer have any need for immortality, then? Who said I wasn't still interested? It simply has nothing to do with my successor. I still intend on continuing my research, for medical advancement, you understand. Think of it as doing my bit for society. You lot are always quick to assume the worst of whatever I do. How about you mind your own business for a change? Well, there's not much we can say to that. We'll try to be more discerning from now on. I've already chosen my successor. No need to harp on about it anymore. Already written up my will and passed it off to my lawyer. You be sure to let your friends at the police know too. Okay. By the way, you're obviously not just some run-of-the-mill cop. Who are you? Why, I believe I mentioned it when I introduced myself. I'm just a simple housewife. A likely tale. Plus that fellow next to you has also got a stranger about him. He's no ordinary person, is he? My, how observant of you. I suppose you could say that, yes. Doesn't take a genius to see it. One of them phony psychic types, are you? Phony? Hit a nerve, did I? There are far too many of your kind around lately. Cozying up to those in power by feeding them a bunch of nonsense. Liars and cheaters, all of you. You seem to have quite the chip on your shoulder about this, Mr. Yamashima. Don't know if it's because of this occult craze going around, but I've seen far too many folks get taken in by that tribe. That Wakamura over on Kamashima is one of them. Talk about a waste of potential. Wakamura? Can't say I care much about who you are anymore. You going around with some phony psychic telling me all I need to know. How dare you? Solo, calm down. He can think what he wants. Who might this Wakamura be? Wakamura. He's one of my proteges. He's the one currently in charge over on Kamishima. Used to have high hopes for that one, but that changed when he came under the thrall of some phony sorcerer in Tokyo. A phony sorcerer in Tokyo? You heard right, since then there's been no end to his nonsense. Buying properties out in the mountains, changing company names, all because of something the sorcerer whispered in his ear. He even told me the layout of my house was unlucky and tried to get me to renovate the place. Just recently, he was going on about some curse causing a big storm. That sort of rubbish. A storm caused by a curse, you say? Even said the storm 5 years ago was caused by the same curse. He's been trying to wheedle me into helping him find some way to stop it. But I'm done with him and his rumblings. Man's clearly a lost cause. He'll be coming over here tomorrow morning, but I'm thinking it's time to have someone else take the reins over on Kamishima. I see, so even though you believe in immortality, you refuse to associate with anything to do with the occult. And you do? I figured someone claiming to be a cop would have more sense than that. How are you meant to solve crimes if criminals can just pull out curses left and right? You won't find me disagreeing there. So what exactly has this Wakamura been saying about this curse? Hell if I remember. Why don't you go to Kamishima and ask the man yourself? Maybe we will. Thank you for the information. There is one thing I should warn you about. Eating the flesh of that mermaid you found won't grant you immortality. And what would you know about that? Well, you know, one hears all sorts of things in this day and age. I don't know where it came from, but there seems to be a legend that eating mermaid flesh will grant one immortality. All I wanted to say was that it's just that, a legend. It has no basis in reality at all. How can you be so sure? Just think about it. If that legend were true, wouldn't it be strange that no confirmed immortals have ever been found? Yeah, who's to say they aren't just living in hiding? The legend of Yao Bikuni is passed down in over 100 places across Japan, yet not a single verifiable immortal has even been found to show for it. So you mean to say all those legends were fake? Please. If even just one of those tales is true, there's always the chance there's an immortal hiding away somewhere. I see, you really are quite a dreamer, aren't you? I figured you were trying to bluff me out of that mermaid corpse for some reason or other. But now I'm sure of it. That thing's hiding some sort of secret, isn't it? Something you don't want me to find out. So you admit you have the mermaid corpse then? Gasp. Oh, don't worry, we assumed as much from the start. If I'm not mistaken, that mermaid was in a sort of mummified state, no? I doubt you'll be eating it as it is. Surely there's no harm in handing it over. So you can hog it for yourself? You won't fool me that easily. You don't think that a rare specimen like that ought to be placed in the care of a proper research institute? I'm saying I'll get a specialist research institute to study it. Problem solved. Suppose so. I'll make sure that mermaid gets studied properly. Don't you worry about that. Okay, I guess we can come back to this in a second. By the way, you're quite well connected around these parts if I'm not mistaken. This doesn't have anything to do with what we came here to talk about. But I was wondering if you happen to recognize the person in this sketch. It seems he lived in the Isashima area around 6 years ago. Nope, never seen him. I assume you've heard the news about the old human bones found on the seabed? This is a sketch of one of the victims from that case. You sure you have no idea who it could be? First I've heard of it actually. Got no interest in things that have nothing to do with me. Okay. Is there anything you can tell us about the phony sorcerer this Wakamura is so devoted to? Wakamura went on about how there's some big shot who appeared on television. I never heard of him. As I said, just ask him yourself. Of course, we'll be sure to do so. Okay, can't do anything now. I wonder when will this... Because I don't believe this is literally just to see the the stickers. Okay, do you have anything to say? I'm amazed we were able to get an appointment with him this quickly. Yes, and all thanks to Detective Ida. It would seem he's quite a capable fellow. After looking into the corpse of the mermaid found earlier this morning, it seems highly likely that he was taken into the custody of Mr. Yamashina here. He's quite a big shot around here with plenty of weight to throw around both politically and financially. Of course, all the local police know of him and of his moniker, Onkakudono. We had to get one of the higher-ups to act as an intermediary to even get a meeting with him. Personally, I'm happy as long as we can get the mermaid curse back from him. Although I certainly won't complain if he can tell us anything about the curse as well. I hear he's quite the curmudgeon, so we'll have to watch our step when dealing with him. So can we talk now? How about this then? If you agree to give up the mermaid, we'll tell you what we know in return. For someone who doesn't seem to believe in the occult, you seem awfully fixated on this mermaid and immortality. Which suggests to me you found something you consider quite conclusive. What are you on about now? Well, I happen to know a bit more about mermaids than most people. Ma'am, are you sure? It's fine. I had the opportunity to do some research into the moral back, you see. You don't say. And? Well, mermaids do indeed have the ability to grant a human immortality. I knew it. More precisely, individuals granted immortality in this way are known as 800-year immortals. Okay. So they have a lifespan of 800 years. That's a weird amount. That's right, as the name suggests, they gain 800 years of remaining life. During this time, they won't age a day, and even if they die, they'll resurrect immediately. Sounds like a real blessing. No, I'm afraid it's anything but. One who defies the very laws of nature like that is no longer human. There's an anomalous being that should not be allowed to exist. As such, our position requires that any such individuals we find are dealt with as swiftly as possible. You mean like killed? But like killed or something? Indeed, this immortality was originally a curse mermaids placed upon humans. A curse? Immortality is neither a blessing nor salvation for the living. It's a curse that robs them of the ability to die. None of those who have become 800-year immortals have found happiness. Not one. It renders living among other humans impossible and makes them an outcast from society. Of course, there are a few years at first when life will be tolerable. But after that, every meeting ends in parting. You outlive whomever you love or are loved by. Even if you find acceptance, it will only be for a time. You will always be shunned eventually. You'll experience this over and over for 800 years. 800 years unable to die with loneliness as your constant companion. This is why many see no other recourse than a life of monastic seclusion, just as Yao Bikuni did. I suppose that makes sense. Still, there'll always be those who seek immortality. Always have, always will be. You think so? I for one struggle to see the appeal. In any case, there are also certain conditions that must be met for this curse of immortality to be effective. Eating mermaid's flesh alone isn't enough to make you an 800-year immortal. Oh, and what exactly are these conditions? Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not aware of the specifics there myself. Okay. 800-year immortal, a person who has gained an 800-year lifespan after being cursed by a mermaid. Someone who ingests part of the body of a mermaid that meets certain conditions will be cursed and become a being known as an 800-year immortal. Once cursed, the individual's own body is lost, and a provisional body is reconstructed using the parts of the mermaid ingested as a medium. Their soul is then transferred to this provisional body, which they are able to control as if it were their own, with their consciousness presiding over both their soul and body from the head. As such, they could already be considered to be more spirit in nature than human. If the individual is fatally wounded or contracts an illness that results in their death, their body will instantly be restored to its default state, allowing them to revive. In the event that they lose any body parts, their heart will treat the largest remaining part of them as their main body and regenerate any lost parts from there, with the removed parts subsequently vanishing. This even occurs in the event that the lost body part is the head. Okay, that's so kind of... This is very specific, so I'm thinking maybe Yuza will be fine. However, these individuals heal from non-fatal wounds at only a slightly faster rate than their bodies would be capable of naturally. As these people feel physical sensations and pain to the same extent as they would have in their original body, it is extremely difficult to tell whether an individual is an 800-year immortal or not unless they die, even for the individual themselves. The lifespan of this provisional body is 800 years from the time of its creation. Due to the individual's original body already being lost, not even the mermaid responsible for the original curse is able to dispel it. The individual will only see the end of their long life once 800 years have passed. Cause now I'm thinking, because Yuza doesn't remember anything from this disaster 5 years ago, maybe he got cursed So I'm thinking Yuza will come back. I'm thinking Yuza was also cursed. And he will be back. Especially since this sentence event occurs even if the lost body part is the head. That's a, you know, that's a sentence that didn't necessarily need to be there. So, theory, Yuza will come back. But I can say this much at least. The mummy you have in your possession is no mermaid. Huh? Bullshit. Ain't no way that's anything other than a mermaid. What I mean to say is that mummy is a different being from the mermaids who wield this curse. Not all half-fish, half-human beings are mermaids, you see. In fact, calling them all by the same name is what leads to mishaps like this one. Say what? You mean to tell me that's not a mermaid? That real mermaids are a completely separate thing? That's right, which is why I can say with confidence that eating its flesh won't make you immortal. Seems like you weren't bluffing after all. So what is that thing then? There's gotta be some reason you're after it. I imagine that even if you had it dissected and examined, all the results would point to it being just a mass of fibers. In other words, nothing more than a man-made fake. There's a very good reason for that, you see. That mummy is merely the corpse of an average human, twisted beyond recognition by the curse of the forsaken fish. What? Another curse? Another curse wielded by mermaids, as it happens. That would be the remains of someone who died under it. It also happens to be the same curse responsible for the mermaids found every few hundred years or so across the country. You see now why we'd rather you handed the mermaid over to us. The poor soul deserves a proper burial, same as anyone else. Surely even you're not so hard-hearted as to deny them that. Curses this, curses that. It's all a bunch of hokum if you ask me. That said, the report I got from the research institute earlier said exactly the same thing. Oh my, I take it you already had the mermaid dissected then? They said it was likely a fake, but asked if I wanted them to keep going anyway. I told them to keep at it, but... It should be clear now that you have nothing to gain from researching that corpse. Least of all information immortality. Won't you consider handing it over? Of course, we could always take you in on charges of abandonment and desecration of a corpse. Alright, have it your way. I'm so glad you've come around. Thank you for your cooperation. I'll give you the damn mermaid, but in exchange I want you to tell me one thing. What is it? You say there are real mermaids out there. Where are these real mermaids hiding then? I suppose you could call it the eternal world. The eternal world? Yes, mermaids are not creatures of this world, you see. Their original home is Ryugu, the domain of the sea god. Ryugu? And how do you get there? I'm sorry to say that Ryugu's doors are only open to the dead. Going there is impossible for a living human. You could claim anything with a fairy tale like that. It all sounds like hokum. That said, the entrance to Ryugu is said to lie somewhere in the Ise Sea. There have been numerous sightings of mermaids crossing over to this world in the area's long history. Which is why Ise Bay has its share of mermaid legends too. Now that you mention it, I have heard one of those stories too. Some old tale about mermaids being found on some long-lost island called Taishima or the like. What? Wait a moment, where did you hear that story? Caught your interest, have I? Looks like this story has some merit to it after all. I was simply surprised, that's all. It's not a name I've come across in any historical records. It's just something I heard from one of the young'uns I have out there looking for mermaids. I see. Sounds like you've got a capable young hand. I don't suppose it would be possible to meet with this individual? Nope, not happening. Unless you're willing to spill the beans on everything you know about mermaids. Every last bit of info. Maybe, just maybe, I'd consider it then. It's clear you're no ordinary housewife after all. Not interested? Then this meeting is over. I'll hand the corpse over to the police as promised. But don't think I've given up on mermaids or immortality. If they really exist, I'll find them and make them mine. Welp. Okay, I think we're gonna finish this here. My throat is kind of dying. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. There's so many questions, but we're getting some answers at least. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.